Timber!
Who's the man who stands so tall? Who's the greatest of them all?
It's the Paul Bunyan Show. Starring Granny, that zany Blue Ox babe, Fifi, the lovable French-Canadian poodle, and last but not least, that fun-loving, good-natured friend of one and all, Paul Bunyan.
Thank you, Carl. Say, I'll take that hat. Now, hey, wasn't that fun? Yeah. And speaking of fun, we're going to have lots of fun today. You know, yesterday I promised little Good Wolf and Fifi that I would tell them a story about how I invented the first post office. And in fact, I think I can talk Granny into painting some pictures for today's story. Granny, would you be kind enough to paint some pictures for today's story?
I'm busy painting my own pictures, Paul Bunyan.
Oh, say, you know, don't worry if Granny seems to be a little bit grumpy at times. No, actually, underneath her hard shell, she's really a sweet, lovable old lady.
I heard that, Paul Bunyan. I'm not a sweet little old lady, and I don't have a hard shell like a turtle.
Well, Granny, actually what I meant was, oh, well, speaking of turtles, let's take a look at what Touche's up to right now. And while Touche's away, I'm going to talk to Granny and see if I can't get her to paint those pictures. Granny, how come you wouldn't paint? You've got to paint the pictures for me. I bet you're wondering how come Granny is so happy now and how I managed to get her to paint the pictures for today's story. Well, like you and I, Granny likes things that taste good. So when she heard the tinkle of the ice cubes in a frosty cold glass of Dr. Pepper, why, you should have seen the sparkle in her eyes, because she was thinking of that sparkling fresh fruit flavor that only Dr. Pepper has to offer. You know, remember, the only thing in the whole world that tastes like Dr. Pepper is Dr. Pepper. So when you're in the store today, why don't you pick up some and try it? I know you'll like it. Remember, that's Dr. Pepper.
How about a little extra cash for these commercials you have me mixed up in, Sonny?
Okay, Granny, I'll tell you what. How about a whole case of Dr. Pepper?
A whole case of Dr. Pepper? Just make it cash, and I'll buy my own Dr. Pepper.
Okay, well, you drive a hard bargain, Granny, but not until you paint the pictures for today's story. How's that?
All right.
So I thought Fifi was going to come by today, and we're... Oh, hi, Fifi.
I am, Paul Bunyan.
Did you come to hear the story?
Oh, yes, I come to hear how you invented the first post office.
Well, actually, I didn't invent the first post office. Oh, I may have given the government a few ideas about how to carry the mail. Well, you see, it all started when one of my men gave me a small hunting dog named Hoppy. It was the darndest thing you ever saw. It had little short front legs and long back legs, and it had this pouch. Never saw anything like it before. We used to call it Hoppy.
Back legs and short front legs and pouch.
That's right.
This is what your dog looked like, Sonny.
Oh, do you have a picture of it, Granny? Let me see that.
Of course.
Well, I'll be darned. That's just like Hoppy. How did you know what Hoppy looked like?
I wasn't born yesterday, Sonny.
You can say that again.
I heard that, Sonny.
What I said, Granny, was that Hoppy used to go with me all the time when I went on the spring equipment check. You know, he was quite a help. He used to go along, and it didn't take long for all the men to get to know and like Hoppy very much. We became real good friends with everybody. You know, he was always real happy to go with me when I made my rounds. In fact, we used to call him Happy Hoppy.
Happy Hoppy.
Well, anyway, one day something very, very, very terrible happened. You know, I was out working the log jam, and a whole bunch of logs fell on top of me, and I couldn't even move.
Oh,
I didn't know what to do.
terrible, Paul Bunyan.
It was terrible, Fifi. I didn't know what to do. Finally, I thought for a minute.
What did you do?
I thought, well, I'll call Hoppy, you know, because Hoppy is almost always close by. Well, you know, he came immediately. Then I scribbled a little note, and I put it in Hoppy's pouch. Then I said, Hoppy, camp, and I pointed in the direction of camp.
Did he understand?
He sure did, Fifi, because he popped off like a live pogo stick towards camp.
Oh.
And he got help, too. It wasn't long before a whole crew of lumberjacks came to my rescue with Hoppy in the lead, bouncing along.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, let me show you what this looked like here. This is a terrible thing. And Hoppy got me out of it, and I was safe, because the loggers took all these logs off. Say, did you like today's story, Granny?
I don't see how that has anything to do with inventing a post office. It's
I
my
see.
funny.
Well, Granny, like I said before, I didn't say I invented the post office. Well, you know, using Hoppy's pouch for carrying the mail was such a good idea that I started using Hoppy all the time to carry messages. Something like the picture here that Granny drew. You see how Hoppy looks carrying the mail? Well, today's postman has a pouch almost like this, if you've seen it. Here's another picture that Granny drew, and I think if you can see the similarity between today's postman and the pouch that Granny used to have, I think you can see where our mailman got the idea from Hoppy.
I suppose you're going to tell us that you invented airmail.
Well, actually, I did invent airmail, Granny. You see, I had these storks, and I hooked these wires up to the storks.
Bunyan, I want to hear Wally Gator.
Okay, Granny. I guess that's a good idea. Why don't we see what Wally's up to right now?
Get with the folks who love life and live it. Get more than refreshment and really get with it. Get with Dr. Pepper, it's the friendly pepper-upper, and it keeps you on the go. Get with the go crowd, the really in the know crowd. Get with the smart set, the gay, young, and heart set. Busy folks need a pepper-upper more. Drink Dr. Pepper at 10, 2, and 4.
It's more than refreshing.
It's more than refreshing. It's a lift, all right. It's a real pepper-upper. Drink it day or night. You get a live-it-up lift and a live-it-up taste. You get a live-it-up feeling. Let you keep up the pace.
It's different. I like it.
Get with Dr. Pepper.
Frosty, man, frosty.
One carton won't do. Better get two.
Say, we sure have some real nice guests in the studio today, and all of them receive a six-pack of Dr. Pepper. And, hey, do you like pancakes, huh?
Yeah.
You do? Hey, I didn't hear it. Do all of you like pancakes?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some of that good Nellie's lumberjack syrup for you, too.
Hey, Paul,
What's that, Dave?
would that go well with hay?
With hay?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not unless you wanted to make hay cakes or something.
Oh, boy, I'll go for that.
You will, huh?
You bet.
Say, what's your name, young fella?
Robin Rice,
Robin Rice, and what do you want to be when you grow up?
carpenter.
A carpenter, huh? Okay, and say, if you could be anything you want to be in the whole world, you know, other than a carpenter, anything at all, what would you like to be? Just for a little while. Huh?
A giraffe.
A giraffe. Why would you want to be a giraffe?
I can chase everybody.
You could chase everybody. And what's your name?
My car.
Mike Hart. And Mike, what are you going to be when you grow up?
Policeman.
A policeman, huh? And why do you want to be a policeman?
Because I can arrest everybody.
Because you can arrest everybody. And what's your name?
Betsy Hart.
Betsy, what would you like to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
A nurse. Oh, okay, well, I hope you stick with being a nurse, you know.
Yes, I will.
Because a lot of girls want to be nurses and they change their mind for some reason.
I won't.
That's a real nice thing. And if you could be anything you wanted to be in the whole world for just a little while, what would you like to be?
A worm.
Why? A worm?
You can go underground.
You can go underground. Boy.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah?
some of my best friends are worms.
Oh, boy. I wonder who he's talking about. You're not in a very good mood today.
I'm
sir.
not mentioning any names.
You're not. Well, I'm glad you're not mentioning any names. You know, if I wanted to go underground, I think I could think of some things to be other than a worm. Yeah. And what's your name?
Patty.
Okay, Patty, what would you like to be when you grow up?
A dog.
Why would you like to be a dog?
Chase all the cats.
Chase all the cats. Was that, you think that would be fun, huh?
Yeah.
What would you do if you ran into a lion or something?
I would just turn back.
You just turned back. Okay. And if you could, what do you want to be other than that? I mean, when you grow up, you want to be something you can do for a living, huh?
A nurse.
A nurse. All these girls want to be nurses. Well, I hope you stick with it, too. And what's your name?
Cindy.
Cindy. Cindy what? What's your last name?
Schmidt.
Schmidt? And what would you like to be when you grow up, Cindy?
I want to be a nurse, too.
You want to be a nurse, too. And if you could be anything you want in the whole world for just a little while, what would you like to be?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, how about Carl? Carl, what would you like to be when you grow up, Carl?
A tiger.
A tiger? Boy, what would you do? Hey, what do you think's meanest, Carl? A tiger or a lion?
Tiger.
A tiger. Yeah. What do you think about that, babe?
I know a lion I like to see.
You know a lion that you'd like to see.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Lippy the lion.
Lippy the lion. Well,
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Would you like to hear a story?
Well, not now, Paul.
Not now? You want to see Lippy the lion, huh? Okay, I think I'd like to tell a story. You sure you wouldn't want to hear a story?
Well, like,
Not right
later.
now. Okay. Okay, we'll take a look at Lippy the lion and see what he's up to. Say, while you were watching Lippy the lion, we were enjoying ourselves with a nice cold Dr. Pepper. And if you're looking for a bright new taste in soft drinks, well, you're going to want to try Dr. Pepper, too. You know, like it says in the bottle, Dr. Pepper is especially good at 10, 2, and 4, which are those low-energy times of the day. But, you know, I think Dr. Pepper is good any time. It's not a root beer and it's not a cola. It's kind of a different sparkling fruit-flavored drink. So if you'd like to try something different, something I know you'll really like, the next time you're in your store with your mom and dad, pick up some Dr. Pepper. I know you'll like it. Isn't that right, babe?
Hey, Paul.
What's
Are
that?
you going to tell us another tall story?
Okay, say, how would you like to hear the one about how I invented the first chainsaw?
Oh, that sounds like a winner.
Okay, but, you know, we're going to have to tell that tomorrow because I think we're just about out of time. Okay?
Oh, all right.
Would you like to hear that tomorrow?
I sure would, Paul.
Okay, well, we're going to have to say goodbye right now, so we'll see you then tomorrow. Okay?
Who's the man who stands so tall? Who's the greatest of them all? He's the giant we have called Bunyan. Dave the Blue Ox is his friend. They are partners to the end. So come on, kids, have some fun with Bunyan. He's so tall, mighty tall. He's the greatest of them all. He's so strong, mighty strong. Hold the kids, it won't be long. Now he's coming down the road with another episode. Here's the friend of one